No, it's Francis US is his Instagram. What about Twitter? Pope Francis Twitter.
You completely skipped over one of your chatter comments.
Which one?
It said, me for Pope.
My dad for Pope, ladies and gentlemen. Get a chair. Get that one.
But I often wear glasses.
Yikes. We don't want a Pope with glasses.
It makes me more human.
No.
I'm not
It's a sign of weakness.
God. I'm
That
godlike.
Ladies and gentlemen, the LULW Master back again on stream. Chat's losing it.
Hey,
What's up?
I gotta say,
something.
your beginning of this stream, I always want to say show, but I mean, I know it's a stream.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of the stream, I was out there in the living room. I was laughing my ass off. It was hilarious. It was great content.
Okay.
Then you transition to this economic disaster that we're in.
Yeah.
And I wanted to jump out the window. It was really depressing. And I will say this, not good content. And I think
Interesting.
because then even Ari was saying,
think of this. Give these.
Ari was saying, oh, they're gonna make this a clip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fuck that. Bury this. This is horrible. I don't want to face bad news. I know we're in the bad situation. But so I want
You
to
sound
talk
like
to
my
you.
chatters, dude.
I want to talk about your crazy roommate Christian.
Oh,
First,
yeah.
that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was foul.
But it reminded me of a roommate your mom and I had.
Oh yeah.
A guy named Bruce.
Okay, Bruce. give me a
Bruce
story.
on the loose. I actually I don't know if Bruce is still with us. He had but anyway, he's weirdo, a weird guy.
Okay.
And so one day, he was bouncing up and down on his bed that's just what he did.
Okay.
And it was a bed not even
Like
on a
standing up, like jumping
just
up
jumping up and down like you do when you're 4.
Yeah, like a 4-year-old.
Not when you're 34 or however old he was.
Okay.
Anyway, he like went down like on his butt, and he had for some reason had a freaking kitchen fucking knife, and got himself in the leg, and hit like a major artery, like the artery, right? And nearly bled out in that bed. And I wasn't home, but Mom was home, and Beth was there, and I think Lisa Grachula was there. And so he comes stumbling out of this room, and he's all woozy, and he's got just blood fucking from his waist down his leg. And they're like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "Oh, I was jumping on my bed, and I'm jumping on my bed, and I cut myself." That makes no sense. But can you imagine? This guy could have died. I mean, really could have died. And then we wouldn't have known because he was in his room for days on end by himself anyway. And we would have like, hey, it's starting to stink in there. And
So
we would have discovered.
Was it no cover? You don't think it was a cover story or something? He wasn't trying to like
off
hurt
himself? No, I think he was jumping.
He's just bouncing around.
I think he's doing
dumb.
that. I think he was doing that.
That's so dumb.
But yeah, that's pretty wild.
Why would you do that?
There was something else I want to talk about, but you sparked a lot of good memories.
Good stories?
The foul stench. So I had this car when I was in high school.
Okay.
It was my dad's, my dad, your grandfather. You probably never met him.
Okay.
Your grandfather. Oh, is it blurry? Yeah. I'm getting quite a big shine off this 5 head I have. That's why you wear the hat.
That's why you gotta
wear the hat.
The daily hat quota.
Damn it.
That's why you gotta stay.
Wasn't privy. I'm not on the camera that much. So anyway, I had this car. It's my dad's Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
It's a POS car. I mean, Adam Sandler's what I'm talking about. Piece of shit. Anyway. So I'm going to this party. Twinsies.
For the dad.
We should wear these to the game tomorrow night.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Thanks, Ari.
How about that? Failedcoast.co.
So we were going to this party, and I'm sober. I legitimately am sober.
Okay.
One of the kids there is drunk. And so they, hey, will you give us a ride home? So I'm with this girl I'm trying to date. Her name is Lori.
Okay.
And I said, hey, we'll take this kid home. And there's two of them, but one was super drunk. And they're in the back of the car. And I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck, man? What stinks? And I look back, and the guy's just like puking on himself, right? It's like, and he's barely coherent. And I'm driving, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, out the window. And so he goes like this, dunk, against the glass window, and just throws up all over the side door now. And I'm so pissed because it's not
Your car. No, it's your borrowed car.
It's my dad's
It's
car.
your dad's
and he
car.
drives to work, and I'm just borrowing it for the night.
That's tough.
And yeah, so then that smell lingers with that car forever. Like it never went away. And the girl, Lori, she calls the car Chunks. She nicknames my car Chunks. Yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah, I guess good thing. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
here.
you wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Chunks.
Wasn't for Chunks. My dad's Toyota
that's
Corolla
funny.
station wagon.
Yeah, those are good times, you know?
Yeah,
you look back
good
on them, but in the
times.
moment, they kind of suck.
That one really sucked. There was something else you were talking about in the early on.
What else was I talking about?
I don't remember.
Chad, you got any questions for Dad? My dad?
It was.
See, now this is the time where you talk about the economy. You do a little story, you talk about the economy.
No, I'm not doing that because that's. I mean, I've lost a lot of money.
You know, I
And
called you.
I'm old.
You
I'm
know,
old.
I called you 2 months
did.
ago, and you didn't listen to me.
What was I gonna do? Buy gold? It's too late.
I wasn't too late a few months ago. I said, get out.
You didn't say enough.
I was making you this whole speech. I said, you're going to tell me all the stories, but just please.
You were. Who could have predicted this nonsense, though? I mean,
No one could predict the method of this fucking guy. But
so
anyway, you were
as
saying.
Pete, I call him Cake's Breath. Is he out? He's such a fucking moron. And I don't want to get you canceled by the government. Have you shut down? I don't want you shipped off to El Salvador because your dad was on here spouting against the Secretary of Defense.
It looks like people are speculating how long he'll last, but Trump's standing by him for now.
Oh, the other one.
What?
You said no American. So
Pope.
you know Dave the bookie, right?
Yeah.
One of my best friends, probably
Yeah.
my best friend, Dave. He works for Boeing, and his job's going away, so he's been looking for a new job. And then so today he wrote me and he goes, "Hey, you think I should apply for Pope?" Now he's no glasses, male, Catholic.
Okay.
I didn't know those were the prerequisites.
That's the prereqs. That's all you need.
But I said, if Trump was picking the next pope, you'd be a shoo-in.
Yeah, he's perfectly qualified.
Yeah, he's perfectly qualified.
Get him
He's a
up.
degenerate gambler.
Speaking of gambling, betting markets have Pete out at a 34% chance before July. No, 34 now. 34.
34 before July?
Before July, he'll be out. It's a huge spike over a few days ago.
Yeah, but that's just recency.
Well,
That's just
these are pretty, and he's predicted the election better than most polls.
He should be out already. I mean, I don't know that your chat's that familiar with the Greek
Dysfunction?
Well, just the dysfunction in the Pentagon, but what he did on that signal chat, giving away targets, timing, and weapons, and then not calling that classified is just preposterous. And then doing it again to his wife and his brother.
Maybe he's a good family man.
Yeah, I never told you secrets about shit I was doing, did I? Not
You
even.
should. I felt left out.
Yeah, and you.
I
wrote
felt
the-
left out of what the
And guess what?
606th.
Nobody shares that shit with me now because I'm not in the know. I don't need to know.
And maybe Pete's trying to change that. He's trying to make it a more
Oh
inclusive.
yeah, so if we tell everybody all of our secrets, even our enemies, well, it'll be a more peaceful universe. That's a good. We should try it. We should give it a try.
We are. We are at the highest level. We're trying it out.
Never tried it before.
For transparency, you know.
If you don't think that China and Russia have his chat fully dialed in, then that's just ridiculous. What is this? What's your VR thing?
Oh, that's a VR thing. Made me sick.
Yeah.
I tried to.
Just clean it up with the vacuum. No problem. And actually, you got nice wood floors there.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Wood
I
floors.
get a shot back though.
You might want to do a little deeper. They're all spamming a little though.
All right, let's tell some stories about Brandon.
What else? What stories we got?
Oh, did I tell you this one? I think I told you this, but your chat may not know.
Hmm?
I was on a Southwest flight. Did I tell you this?
No.
I was on a Southwest flight. I forgot where we're going. But I get up, and, they don't give you a whole lot to drink on a Southwest flight. I'm like, hey, man, can I get a little more Coke here? And the guy's looking at me, the flight attendant, he's looking at me, and he's like, yeah, sure. Are you Atrioc's dad? Like,
wait, really?
Out of the blue. Are you Atrioc's dad?
That's
and I
funny.
just smile. I'm like, yeah, I am. And his mom's here, too. And so he ran up and he met mom and me. I just thought that was so random and so wild that
Is wild.
I'm pretty famous, actually.
Yeah, kind of the star of the stream.
That was pretty cool, though.
I mean, the one I told the stream about the diving instructor guy that you told me about. That was
yeah,
pretty
my
funny.
friend Ben.
That was pretty wild.
It was hilarious. We were driving back from Mexico. I listened to your story. You got most of it right, but as with most of your stories, there.
Most of it's all that matters. Wait, did the Southwest guy give you a drink? Did he give you anything bonus? Did he help you out? Did you get any advantage?
No. He just gave me the Coke I asked for. Nothing but.
What the hell are you doing? If you recognize my dad, give him a little extra something. Put a little rum in the Coke. Do something, dude.
So Uncle Tim was a Southwest pilot.
Yeah.
Does the chat know that? No.
Well, I don't like to say every person's family name and their fucking job and their email if you want to do it next. And maybe a list of his greatest fears, his home address.
I would give you his home address because he's.
You're giving Pete a lot of shit for OPSEC.
I'll just put it on Signal Chat. We'll be good. It's double encrypted and it goes away in 30 days or whatever it is. So, I've never flown with Uncle Tim. So
Okay.
he picked me up in Tucson. We flew to Denver, and then he went on to the rest of his trip. And I flew back from Denver back to Tucson. I mean, it was like to Denver, walked across the gate, got on another plane, and flew right back to Tucson.
Okay.
But it was cool to fly with him. And I was like, I was on Southwest. I was like a super VIP though.
Okay.
Like I got the board first. They reserved.
Oh, because of him?
Because of him.
Oh, that's cool.
They let me sit in the cockpit. They're explaining all this stuff to me. The captain was talking to me, and then the flight attendant goes, "Hey, you want anything to drink?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. Any drink you want, you can have it." But
So those pilots are all drunk up there.
no, not up in the cockpit. When I went after the engine started, they said, "Okay, now you got to go back in the back."
Feels like they've all knocking them back, putting on autopilot.
That's only, I think that was Eastern Airlines, Western Airlines, back in the day. It used to be crazy. I think it's a little more subdued now. You know,
Didn't Uncle Tim? He's the one that wanted to be like a fighter pilot, and then the G-force kept throwing up.
That wasn't even being a fighter pilot. That was just regular training in the T-36, T-37, T-38s, the T-37. I want to say he was getting sick on every. I mean, that guy's got a lot of gusto. I mean, that's hard. Can you imagine going to a job like just sitting here and you just threw up every day?
I do. I read these chat messages. I go off camera.
And
Puke my guts out.
Like, and I remember him calling, crying to Tracy, to mom. He said, I don't think I can do it. And then Tracy said, hey, I didn't give her address or anything. You know your mom's name is Tracy, right? Chat. I don't want to give away too much information here.
I mean, you should be careful, but yeah.
Okay. So she, which is, mom is my mom, your mom. Your mom is like the mom of the family because my mom passed, right? So
Yeah.
she's like the matriarch.
Yeah.
And so everybody calls her Aunt Sarah, everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tim's like, I don't know if I can make it. It's blah blah blah,
full
whining
family
like
tree.
a little biatch. And so she's like, you just got to keep trying. If they kick you out, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you just couldn't make it. Which there's a 50% attrition rate in pilot training.
Right.
There's no shame in not making pilot training at all. I go, but if you quit, Tracy said, if you quit, you'll never forgive yourself.
Ooh.
So he just kept doing it. He'd go in the spin chair to help desensitize him to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's to make you sick.
Yeah.
So that
your
you
brain
get
gets
used to
body,
it.
yeah.
And so he would do that. Well, he didn't become a fighter pilot. He became an E3 pilot.
But he's a pilot now because of.
And he's making bank. And,
Yeah.
And I wish he would have flown for a major like Delta or American. I would have got some international flights. No, I get to fly from Tucson to Denver.
No, that's cool. I mean, good for him. That's
Yeah, it is
that's
awesome.
good to persevere.
Super happy for him.
You guys got any questions? We'll totally answer them. We're vibing. My dad's here. We're gonna go to
Tacos, right? That's what I
tacos.
kind of want to speed this up a little bit.
Yeah, we can't stay too late because the taco guy will close, and there's a churro guy too.
True.
Steven says hello.
Oh, is he out there?
Yeah.
That's my guy. Yeah. That's awesome. Congratulations on both you guys.
He just got me in touch with my old professor, the one that this guy Brett from ASU. You probably don't know him, but he's been in a couple of the video, like they put him in the game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's like my favorite professor. I love that guy.
That's
and
cool.
Steven
That's
got me in
awesome.
touch because he got him for a video,
That's awesome.
which is cool.
I always like getting an email from Steven. Hey, can you do this? And then Tracy's like, don't do that. Well, because Tracy doesn't like me impeding, crossing the streams of your personal life and your professional life. She always forgives me for it. So
You guys are the Chili's, right? We talk about Chili's a lot on stream.
I've been to Chili's.
Yeah, you guys go?
We go to Chili's. Yeah,
Yeah, we're a pro Chili's family.
We don't have a lot of restaurants in the city not to be named that I live in Southern Arizona, but there is a Chili's.
We're a Chili's household. What made you want to be an officer in the military?
Well, actually, I had a dream of being a pilot too. That didn't pan out quite as well as my brothers. So I was enlisted. Started off enlisted in the Navy, and I did that. But I wanted money for college, and so I went through ROTC. Got some.
That's when I was born, right?
You were born.
You were in college, right?
I was still in college. Yeah, you were not.
Senior year?
You were
Junior
not
year?
planned. You were. Your arrival was announced in my junior year, and you came around in my senior year.
Man, I can't fucking imagine having a kid my junior year.
Yeah, you can't.
I couldn't, no fucking way. I was playing League of Legends
You remember- you don't remember
24/7.
this, but I was,
24/7, I would be playing League with a baby. That's crazy.
I was standing in line to register for classes, holding you in your carrier, but then you started crying, so I had to hold you.
Every time he tells this story, he told it a million times, he says, "You're not going to remember this." Of course. He always prefaces it by saying, "You're not going to remember this," but I was holding you as I signed up for class. Yeah, I know. I was a month old.
You're a toddler. No less devastating to me.
Oh, that's devastating. Anyway, that is tough. I'm surprised. That's
Yep.
crazy. You
Yeah, we
guys.
got through it. We got through it.
Made
I
it
remember digging through couch cushions looking for money to buy formula to feed your dumb ass. That was tough. Tough going. But
Tough
look,
going.
Look at you now.
Why didn't you just stream? Easy money. Should have just.
We didn't have internet back then. We didn't have.
Why didn't you just? Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, I think that your job would be harder than. Well, maybe not raising a kid, but it's not easy.
Well, it's hard to raise a kid. It's the hardest job in the world. I tell my chat all the time.
That's just you deflecting so you don't have to do it. It's the easiest job ever. But babies are so resilient. They practically take care of themselves. You're gonna have
No,
four-
I'm
you're
saying
gonna have
streaming
four
is the hardest job in the world.
grandparents that are
Uh,
gonna help raise the child, whether you want to or not.
why would I need to raise a kid in real life when I have to raise 4,736 kids online?
Some of those aren't
Okay.
kids. Oh, getting back to Ben, he's an adult.
Oh, I know. Yeah, a lot of people are adults, actually.
But he could not believe.
Honestly, when I meet him in real life, half of them are like 28 and they're full-fledged adults with jobs, and they just love to spam glizzy, glizzy, glizzy. And
yeah, how nasty was that?
you know, they're it's never like a 15-year-old child spamming it. That's the kid asking economics questions.
How old is that hot dog?
That was old. Dude, I don't understand. My wife goes to one baseball game, comes back with 30 hot dogs she's been eating out of the fridge for a week. We have money. We can She's eating like a broke college student. I don't understand.
That's not good.
It's not good. I don't understand.
And I'm not happy with the Dodgers either, so.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Every time I go to a Dodgers game, everyone tells me Ohtani's the GOAT. He's going to be amazing, and he sucks the whole game. I haven't seen Ohtani hit one ball, and I've been to like multiple Dodgers games. He always sucks that game.
I don't care about him. I mean, good for him, whatever. The Dodgers is an organization for going to the White House. I've shunned them. Them and Snoop Dogg. Out.
Oh, yeah. Snoop Dogg's probably devastated he lost
he
lost your endorsement.
What? Your mom was a big baller. Martha. Out. No questions? No good questions?
No,
why did I become an officer? Just kind of natural progression.
Yeah.
Went through college and wanted to be a pilot. Didn't work out. Became an air battle manager. And had a great career. Had fun. Got to travel the world. And my kids got exposed to a lot of different cultures and countries.
Yeah, it was pretty cool looking back.
Pretty cool?
Pretty cool. Traveling a lot.
You got to see and do more than at a young age, before you're 18, than most adults ever get to do.
Yeah, but leave all your friends behind.
You had the benefit of, Facebook, where you could keep in touch with any of them that you wanted to.
Facebook. Went on Facebook
you don't use it now,
fifth
but
grade.
back in the day.
You ever brought your brother on stream? Yeah, I did a stream with Zach at in Vegas. What's the biggest waste of money you ever seen in the military? This guy's salary.
I had a boss one time. So I was in Northcom in Colorado.
Okay.
And it's called the joint job.
Okay.
There's all the different services in there. And I'm wearing a flight suit to work. And I'm not going to fly that day. But can you imagine wearing pajamas to work? It's just so comfortable.
Yeah.
And so they'd always give me shit about, why are you wearing your flight suit today? I'm like, it's a duty uniform.
You're allowed to wear it. Yeah.
I'm allowed to wear it. And they'd always give me crap about it. And then they started talking about my flight pay. They go, you getting flight pay? I go, yeah, it's a guaranteed pay. I'm flight eligible. I get flight pay. You're not going to fly. You're not going to fly this whole time you're at this job. And they're all giving me this shit. And then my boss goes, hey, Darren, don't let these guys give you a hard time. I have no problem with you receiving flight pay. My concern is your base pay. That was a deep burn. That was a good one, though.
That was a tough burn from your boss.
We do waste a lot of money in the military. There's no doubt about it. Things are just... they're purchased at exorbitant prices, and they're not. I remember one time when I was in the desert, and we need to put this plywood down under the tents, this for solid grounding,
Yeah.
and it was like 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood. I mean, you would
like cheapest you can get it.
It was like you'd make that chessboard. I mean, it was like immaculate wood that we were just going to throw in the dirt and kick around. And I can't imagine each one of those boards probably cost $100. And they're, shipped all over the United States. I mean, there's a lot of examples of, we bought, at the end of the fiscal year, we had to spend our entire budget or we don't get the budget next year. So we bought all these boot polishers to put in the hallways and stuff. So we'd all have nice, classy, shine boots. And then 3 months later, we went to suede boots. Oh, what a complete waste. Yeah, there's a lot of stupid shit, but
what are you gonna do?
Doesn't mean you fire everybody in the military.
What are you gonna do? That's for true. Teachers have to do the same thing. Yeah, everyone's got that budget thing at the end of the year.
Oh, that was a super sad story about your skateboard too.
I know.
That was really sad.
That was tragic. I felt so bad.
That's rough.
How does your dad feel about drafts? Like if World War III happens?
Football drafts?
Yeah, I think he's talking about a military draft.
It's not necessary. It's our military's small enough and strong enough. We don't need a draft.
What about? I don't know. A lot of military questions. I'm trying to get some other questions. Let's see. I mean, we've got to get some tacos here pretty soon. I just wanted everybody to say hey to my little Paul. No, that's good. I'm just vibing. That's it.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to get a couple clips. I have a PowerPoint, but I didn't finish it for today. So.
Oh, how about the time you said your worst day in class? That was one of your questions, and that you mentioned your longboard story.
Yeah.
But do you remember the time? I think you had to defend. You only got your bachelor's, so you had to defend a thesis or a.
It was it was my undergrad thesis.
And so you were up all night, probably just drinking Red Bull. I don't know what you were doing, but you were super sick.
Yeah.
And then you're like passed out on the floor outside where you had to go.
Yeah, they know the story.
You know it?
Yeah, I've told it.
Threw up.
Yeah.
Got up, did your speech, and that was over.
Yeah, I had a 5-hour energy right before I walked in.
Just to kick it over.
And I went on an empty stomach, and I felt so fucking terrible. And I was laying on the ground staring up at this guy and just trying to will energy back into my body. And then I got up, and I think, a pretty good job. And then I came back out, and then I felt like absolute shit.
But you passed, right?
I passed, yeah.
So that's all that matters.
All that matters. That was the guy. The guy I presented to was Brett Giles.
Really?
That's the guy I'm going to talk to.
So that guy Ben and I, we're diving next weekend.
Dude, speaking of your boss making jokes, my old Twitch boss is in chat. He's not today, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just see him in chat, Fish sticks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just shows up, says hi, talk shit,
nice.
makes fun of me.
Cool.
You should present your college thesis. It's in the ASU library if you go find it. Any funny military training stories?
I have a story.
Ari's got a story. Ari's got a story.
It's a story about down the street. There's really tasty tacos
Oh.
because they hand make the tortillas.
Okay.
Good
All
feeling.
right. Hey, Chad, I'm going to call for today. With my father being here and everyone getting tacos. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the short stream. Possibly after tacos, play little blueprints or something. But I also want to work on this PowerPoint and get it done. So we'll see. Anyway, tomorrow I'll be live for the Elon Musk presentation where he tries to defend
You
his.
actually going to that?
I'm not going to it live. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm not. I gotta
But
work.
But also
he's
this
doing
tomorrow.
he's doing a thing, and we will talk about the collapse of Tesla possibly.
I think that's planned.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Let's rate somebody. Let's rate somebody who's live. Let's raid Ludwig. I just played basketball with him. Let's raid Ludwig. Bum 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 bum. Ludwig. When the plan is simple. Okay, bye.